I am going to reveal the secrets, including the all-important fine point to this really sweet control in just a moment. But first I want to say that, you know, there's this old quote, apparently from the Ravers, R-A-V-E-R, almost like a philosophical, almost religious sect many years ago. And they had this greeting. When they'd see each other walking down the path or in the village, whatever, they'd say, "Rejoice, fellow creature, all is ours." And I love that. I love the fact that all or everything is ours. This sort of a battle cry of sharing. And this sentiment of sharing, not presenting, not performing, not gifting, not getting, not taking, but sharing, I think speaks to the primary identity of all of us so much. And that's a message that comes through my work in lots of different ways. It used to be part of my stand-up, it's part of my magic and all this. And the reason I'm mentioning this is here on YouTube, one of my favorite things about having this channel is about sharing. And not in the sense of just sharing my vision, my work, but also reading comments, getting emails, replying to my stuff. That in turn affects my videos. I know recently a whole bunch of you have been sending me emails saying you love the next level psychology on this and breaking down the details. And the other cool thing I love about having a channel and sharing is I get to be in touch with magicians all over the world who share my passion. Recently, maybe a couple of months ago, not too long ago, a magician who has a YouTube channel here on YouTube. He's got a great pair of hands, beautiful sleight of hand. His real focus is card magic. And he reached out to me to do a collab. And this video is an official collab with the one and only, the Russian Genius.
This is the Russian Genius. This is the Russian Genius.
I'm sure lots of you have checked out his videos. Definitely check out his channel. There'll be a link down here to check out the Russian Genius channel, as well as at the end of this video, there'll be a link on screen and all that stuff. So check it out, subscribe to his channel. I'm going to teach the secret to this really sweet, elegant, clean card control. And then after I do that, he's going to show you a really cool, kind of it's a very deceptive, to say the least, control as well.
On my channel, I'm teaching a control that looks like this. Here's how it looks like. Any card is selected. Let's say the Queen of Clubs. So the Queen of Clubs is going to be going inside the center. Snap my fingers and it jumps just like that on top of the deck.
Big thanks to the Russian Genius for reaching out to me. And you know, through the emails and through his videos, I'm always relieved to meet a magician who doesn't seem to take himself too seriously, who's got, you know, a bit of a sense of humor and realizes there's more to life than just card tricks. And I definitely got that through him. He's got a real sense of kinship or camaraderie, which I really, really appreciate. So without further ado, let's take a look at the details of this very sweet control. I first learned about Tenkai, that's T-E-N-K-A-I, and I know it sounds like a deodorant or perhaps a design of tanks. It's actually the name of an amazing magician. But right now I'm going to reveal to you the Tenkai palm. Now, the classic palm, when you typically have a card palmed, you know, a card in your hand, obviously it takes a lot of time and a lot of work to relax the hand, okay? Notice you can hold the deck. And typically, and this is where wands come in magic, it's great to have something palmed and then you can use a wand, a pencil, it could be a tree. You're very strong, you're a giantess, because not only you're a giant, but you had a sex change. It's legit. Something in your hand palmed, and then you can be holding something else, a marker, whatever. And here I've got the pack, and I'm holding a traditional palm, but the fingers are closed. Now, normally when you're walking down the street, you don't walk down the street like this with your hand open like that. It's natural for your fingers to be closed, but the Tenkai card palm allows you to have the fingers open. Now, obviously standing there saying, "Hey, how you doing? What's up? What's going on?" You just look like you're doing some weird praying mantis thing you got going on. But the palm I want to show you now is this is it. This is the position, okay? It is being held very gently, and you'll find this, I know years ago when watching David Roth, the brilliant coin magician, he did classic palm 4 coins, and his whole thing is with just the lightest tap, a coin should be able to be dislodged. In the same way, you really want to use the tensile strength of cards when you're palming. And when you're first starting out, you're going to find you grip too tightly, okay? But this is and I want you to really look at the image here. So it's not the tip of the thumb, okay? And it's not way down here. Now, you'll have to play with this. You'll get a better sense of it. Some of you will want it here. Some of you, now obviously, you can do it deeper back, okay? It can really move its position along in here. Now, think about this palm. There's a bunch. I mean, when I do it, it's usually about there. That's the position for me, okay? So you've got it palmed in your hand. You're not gonna, you have to relax the hand. Relax the hand. But what's nice is there can see through fingers. The thumb, rather than being too close to the hand in some sort of awkward palm, is actually in a really relaxed position. The thumb is in a relaxed position, and the card's being held there. Now, there are color changes you can do this. There are appearances, there are vanishes, and all these things. But where I use it most is as a control. All right. Now, what I really like about this control is not only does it look like the card goes into the deck, but it looks like, and this is what you want it to look like, okay? I'll keep, it doesn't matter, we'll be using different cards. You don't have to stick with the ace here. You want it to look like you show a card. Not only do you slip it into the deck, but you square it into the pack. So this action not only provides a bit of visual, not misdirection, but it keeps it busy enough so the steel's not seen, okay? But at the same time, the action emphasizes the fairness of what you're doing. So the psychology of that is exactly what I love. That the very action that seems to be emphasizing it's truly in the pack is the very action that's providing the optical misdirection for you to steal the card out. And I love that balance. So let's look at the basic technique and I'll give you some of the finer points. The card is put in, all right? When I'm apparently squaring enough though, what I do is I kick the card slightly to my left, all right? Then once I reach this point, the action of squaring in, where you square, the card goes in, I square it in. Looks so fair. The hand is holding the deck exactly the way it should. But I've pushed the card out the back of the deck, sticking out on an angle, my back right corner, card's coming out. Now that's sneaky enough. The fact that this card looks exactly like it's going in the deck, but in fact, it's out back, is already cool. But what I love about this, and this is the brilliance of the Tenkai control, is the right hand does not have to readjust in the least for the card to be immediately in Tenkai palm, okay? So the very action of putting it in and squaring it gets it perfectly into the palm. So every action is motivated. Now, you do not have to have, let me show you a few covers you can use for this steal out and put back on top of the deck. These are going to be unnecessary if you're a more experienced magician and you're more about interacting with people and gesturing and this kind of thing, responding to this kind of, basically, you know, one of the things I learned in stand-up comedy is I'm always moving. I want to be interesting. I want people to see me. So I'm always using this space. I'm always leaning forward. I'm stepping back while they shuffle. I turn to this person. Always be responding, always be engaging, always be connecting. Key. Let me show you the exposed view now of this drag technique. I want to make sure I cover it. Tilted slightly. Okay, I'm here. Now, as I square the cards, okay, so I'm here, here, and my thumb, of course, is holding to this, at this point, it's not straight in the back or this couldn't clear, it's off to one side, okay? When I slide my thumb and finger, this is the action I'm doing. Okay. So I'm here, and as I go down the sides, it gets shifted out. Okay. Obviously, you have to be very careful here. You don't want this corner showing at the end of your straightening. That's just an upsetting, weird image. People think your deck is suddenly extremely happy, and that's not good. It's a weird image. Okay. So you'll practice putting it in. And the fingers adjust. The right fingers are the ones that adjust the card slightly to the side. Okay? Then the thumb and fingers of the left hand slide it back, boom, to this position. And that all happens, with practice you'll get it, that all happens and it'll just look like this. And notice I don't just pull back. It's a finishing action. This is very important, whether you're doing coin vanish or whatever. If I just pull back, it looks like I did something. But if I bury that action with almost just that, buries it and gets me set up. So that's the first stage, the card goes in. Now, what I did for you guys in the performance of this to give it a bit of cover is the card went in, the left hand takes the deck, The left fingers don't get in the way of this card though. The right hand pulled back just enough. Just pull back, move forward, left the card on. So the card goes from here, is left on top and without. In a continuing action, I turned over the deck and I turned over the deck. Another classic way, okay, and I think Tenkai actually taught this originally, was after you've done, you just bring it back and immediately go up into a fan. Now, obviously, to have a card selected and say, okay, you selected a card, fine, I want you to think of your card. To just suddenly fan is a bit odd. Whereas this is where you use script. And again, a reminder, script, your presentations, the words you use is part of the secret method. It's part of the methodology. Put a card in, okay, so you selected a card, you could have taken any card, right? You can also do an all-round square up, okay? You can take the card, have it in, slip it inside, and do this action. An all-round square up, okay? But the key is not to speed up, of course, like I just did there. Sorry about that. If you put the card in, do this, and suddenly go like this. I mean, you may as well just go shout, you know, Tenkai, I'm using Tenkai. Please to be subscribing to his channel, the Russian genius. There's a link below the video. Definitely check out his stuff. Subscribe to his stuff, particularly if you got a passion for card magic. He is the guy. Check him out.